Hi everyone, and welcome back to Passage Principles with Pastor Peter. Today, we're taking a look at 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 8, which reads this. Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, and the assembly of the Lord, and in the hearing of our God, observe and seek out all the commandments of the Lord your God, that you may possess this good land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children after you forever. Today's passage is in the story of David establishing a list of all the men who are in charge of his army, his supplies, his household of the king, and also the temple. This long list of names before this passage is important because it shows us that David wanted to invest in Israel and in God's house. Yet we read that God did not allow David to build his house, but that his son Solomon would build the temple for God. This verse today encourages Israel to follow God and to obey his commands. The promise that David is referring to here is specifically for Israel because it's a promise God gave to Moses and the people when they entered into the promised land. I love that David calls on the people to observe and to seek out the commandments of the Lord. Seek out is such a unique way to describe the fact that David wanted the people to long after God and follow him. And when we think about how David is talking to the leaders of Israel here, it's even more meaningful. The leaders were to set a good example to the people and to hold fast to God so that they would impact the next generation. So today's passage principle is simply this. We are called to leave a good example of following God for our children. Israel's leaders were to chase after God and follow his commandments, and that instruction hasn't changed. As a father, I'm to lead my children and my family in following God. My example and my life matters because it will have a direct impact on them. How about you? Are you following God's word? Are you setting a good example for others around you? Are you leaving behind a positive or a negative impact on others for Christ? These are some good questions to think about today. Pray and reflect on whether you are choosing to follow God's commands. If you are, great. Keep going and make a difference to the next generation. If you're not, take a moment to stop and ask Christ to help change your heart and to have a desire to seek out and live out his commands.